Okay, challenge H. So the first question here, it says the diagram shows a rectangle. All the measurements are in centimeters. It says explain why 4x plus 1 equals 2x plus 12. Okay, we're often given these sort of questions and asked to solve. But here it's asking, well, why is this equal to this? And it's all to do with that rectangle, okay? It's all to do with where these values come from, these terms come from. If we look at the rectangle, 4x plus 1 comes from this length here, 2x plus 12 comes from this length here. And we're told that these are equal. And you can see here the reason I've put. It's all to do with the shape, isn't it? Opposite sides are equal in length in a rectangle, okay? So the opposite sides that we've got here have to be equal, have to be the same, because it's a rectangle. Alright, so that's why these here are equal. Right, that's the reason why, based on the shape. Part B then, it says to solve this. Now when we solve this, the idea is to get the x's onto one side, ideally here the left side. So you've got 4x already there. The 2x, now if we take that over, it's a plus 2x as it is. When you take it over, it becomes a minus 2x. And then on this side then you've got 12. But when you then take this 1 over, it becomes a minus 1. Okay, so you get then your answer then. 4x take away 2x is 2x. And then 12 take away the 1 is 11. Now to work out x, of course, you've got to look at what we've got here. Now 2x means 2 times x. So when you take it over to the other side, you do the opposite of timesing, which is dividing. So 11 divided by 2. Okay, so if you think about it, 11 divided by 2 is going to be 5.5. Okay, because 2 goes into 11 5 times with 1 remaining left over, so it'll be 5.5. It says then part C, use your answer to part B to work out the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, the fact is, we know that x is 11.5, okay, or 5.5. So if we go and have a look then at what we've got here, we can actually work out what the length is and what the width is. Now the good thing is, we're told the width is x, so in other words, the width is 5.5, okay, or I could write 5.5 if you prefer. Okay, so we know that the width is 5.5 centimeters, because it's just x, it's just whatever x was, and we worked out x to be 5.5. Now the length is a little bit more work involved. Now it doesn't matter what you use, you could use this one or this one, it doesn't really matter. I might use this here, okay, because 2x plus 12, okay, so if we go for the length, 2x plus 12, that will be twice x. Remember, 2x means 2 times x, so it'll be twice x, which is 5.5, plus then 12. Now, 2 times 5.5 is 11, isn't it? If you double it, you get 11, plus then 12, so you get 23 for the length, okay? Alright, now you could have used the other value up here, you could have used that, it doesn't really matter, you'd still end up with the same, because 4 times 5.5 plus 1, it would work out to be exactly the same. 4 times 5.5 is 22, okay, 5.5 times 4 is 22, plus then the 1 is 23, so you get exactly the same. So now they want the perimeter. Now remember, with perimeter, it's the length and width added, okay, on both sides. So you've got the length there is 23, you've got the width there is 5.5, 23 for that length, 5.5 here. So add all of them together, 23 plus 23 plus 5.5 plus 5.5. If you add them together, that gives you 57 centimeters. Okay? Right, second side, it says here we've got 4 balls numbered 1, 3, 5, 7 in machine A, and 4 balls numbered 2, 4, 6, 8 in machine B. So in order to get the scores, if you read through all of this, it says to multiply. Okay, so to multiply the number on each ball. So here you can have 6 on ball B, 3 on ball A, so that's 18 when you multiply, because 3 times 6 is 18. Here, 5 times 6 is 30. This one, it'd be 7 times 6 is 42. And then along here then you've got 7, looking across then, you've got 8 down here, so 7 times 8 is 56. Here's 5 times 8 is 40, and here's 3 times 8 is 24. Part B then, it asks, a player wins a prize by getting a score of 12 or less. It costs 80 pence to play the game once. The prize for winning the game is £1.50. If 160 people play the game once, find the expected profit. There's a lot of information here and a lot of sort of questioning at the end based on this information here. So you need to break it down. So let's look at line 1 here. It says a player wins a prize by getting a score of 12 or less. Okay, let's see how many possibilities we got 12 or less here. Well, we've got that one, that one, that one, that one is included because it's 12 or less, that one, this one, and this one. The rest are more than 12. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got seven chances out of. Okay, so they want, let's see how many we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or 4 times 4, which is 16. So you've got 7 chances out of 16 of winning. Okay? So you'll get a mark just for writing that down, the probability. This is to do with probability. So player wins by getting a score of 12 or less. So 7 out of 16 get a score of 12 or less. So that's the probability there. It costs 80 pence to play the game once. Now, how many people play this game? Got 160 people play the game. So let's work out how much money they actually make. You want to do 160 people times 80 pence. Okay? That's what you want to do. You want to work out that. Each of those people are going to pay 80 pence. Now, to multiply this by this, what I tend to do is, I tend to do 100 times 80 pence, okay, which is 8,000 pence. Okay, if you think about it, 100 times 80 is 8,000. So you've got 1 times 8 is 8, and then add the zeros on, 3 zeros. Now, 80,000 pence is just £80. Because, of course, to change from pennies to pounds, you divide by 100. Then you've got 60 pence then, because I'm breaking this up. 160 is 100 times 80, and then 60 times 80. So 60 times 80, well 6 times 8, do the numbers that aren't 0. 6 times 8 is 48, and add the 2 zeros on. So that's 4,800 pence, which is £48. So add that together, you get £128. So that's how much money they take. The prize for winning is £1.50, all right? Now, let's see how many people win. Now, 7 out of 16 win, okay? 7 out of 16 win, but actually 160 people are playing, so let's scale this fraction up. If 7 out of 16 win, let's see how many will win out of 160. Let's times this by 10, okay? That's when you scale this fraction up, you times that by 10. So times the top by 10, so you get 70. 70 win, okay? 70 win. Now, 70 win, they each get £1.50, right? So let's see how much money they have to pay out. You need 70 times £1.50, okay? So you'd have to do, for that, I would do 70 times £1, which is £70, and then 70 times 50 pence. If you remember, when we did this, when you times by 50 pence is like half of a pound. So you got, so instead of £70 here, now you're going to have half of that, which is £35. So add that together, you get £105. So the payout, let me write it up here because I'm running out of room now. Payout is £105. And then the take-ins was £128. So the profit that they make, then, you take away the payout from the take-ins, you get a profit then of £23. And we've answered the question.